Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Yeah, somebody has their hand
Hare
raised.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Anita Mataji, you had your hand raised?
Yes, Prabhu. For reading, I just raised hands.
Oh,
For
reading,
reading.
okay. Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
okay, my approach is slightly different. I read myself because I stop wherever I feel like. So, okay. So we are reading from Canto 4, Canto 4, Chapter 12. Dhruva Maharaja goes back to Godhead. So 23 to 25 are the verses given to me. So I'm just going to go back to the previous verse. Just to set the context. Dhruva Maharaja was always absorbed in thinking of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. His heart was full with Krishna. When the two confidential servants of the Supreme Lord, who were named Nanda and Sunanda, approached him, smiling happily, Dhruva stood with folded hands, bowing humbly. They then addressed him as follows. Very fortunate. This verse is so nice. Mm, When I see such verses, I was hoping that I could glorify this verse. It's so nice. See, this is the ultimate, right? Where we have to reach. Just look at these two statements. This should be our goal for the practice of our Krishna consciousness. This is our goal. Always absorbed in thinking of Krishna. Heart full with Krishna. Badhanjalim. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so nice. Okay. So then Nanda and Sunanda speak. Sunandananda uchatuhu. Bho Rajan Subhadram te vacham no vahita kunu. Yah panchavarshas tapasa bhavan devam mati tripat. Nanda and Sunanda, the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu, said, Dear King, let there be all good fortune unto you. Subhadram, let there be good fortune unto you. Please attentively hear what we shall say. When you were only 5 years old, you underwent severe austerities, and you thereby greatly satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: what was possible for Dhruva Maharaja is possible for anyone. You would possibly think saying that what was possible for Dhruva Maharaja is not possible for anyone. Prabhupada is saying, no, it's possible for anyone. What is that? Any 5-year-old child can be trained, and within a very short time, his life will become successful by realization of Krishna consciousness. Unfortunately, this training is lacking all over the world. It is necessary for the leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement to start educational institutions in different parts of the world to train children starting at the age of 5 years. Thus, such children will not become hippies or spoiled children of society, Varna Sankara. Rather, they can all become devotees of the Lord. The face of the world will then change automatically. Yeah. So Dhruva Maharaj was so fortunate. That actually fortunate, and at the same time he was so determined, isn't it? Dhruva means determination. He, whatever his motive was, he wanted to achieve something bigger than his great grandfather Brahma. But the important part about Dhruva Maharaj's life, can somebody say what were the two important things that happened in Dhruva Maharaj's life. Most important, of course, everything seems important, but from whatever you've heard so far, what is your takeaway from Dhruva Maharaj's life? Two key takeaways. Anybody?
He knew the path of self-realization.
Okay. Okay.
With a focused mind and determination, we can achieve the pure love of Godhead, Prabhuji.
Okay. Focus, mind, and determination. Okay.
Hare
What else?
Krishna.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, those who criticize, also they are our well-wishers. Actually, we know our mistakes and we can do better.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. What else?
No grudges, Prabhu, because he
No
he held
grudges.
no grudges.
Oh, yeah. Actually, he had grudge. Anyway, later he says that, he's because of that. Actually, Suruchi had to die in the in the forest fire. So two important things we should.
Maya is very strong also, Prabhuji.
Oh yeah, Maya is strong, but Maya is standing behind Krishna. Okay, so two things that come to my mind. One is, yeah, like I think one Mataji said, Neeta Mataji. Yeah. See, we should always be open to learn from anybody and everybody in life, right? This is very, very important. Of course, we need to know what to learn. See, Dhruva Maharaj, he was so young, he was so small, and he was actually very upset, right? He was upset that his stepmother did not allow him. Of course, he didn't know the concept of stepmother, so his mother did not allow him to, allow him to sit on father's lap. A very simple thing he wanted, but then he was not allowed, and he was very upset. And then he didn't do anything. He just cried and he ran to his mother, Suniti. So now, very important thing for all parents to note. Suniti could have advised Dhruva very differently, right? But Suniti was such a humble soul, such a surrendered soul, that she just said, yes, I'm worthless. You are unfortunate because you took birth from my womb. And the king doesn't even want to think of me as his maid servant. So I'm so unfortunate. And yes, because you're born from me, you're also unfortunate. But yes, she gave you the way that you have to go and please the Supreme Lord. She didn't say anything else. She just simply said, yes, this seems to be the only way because I can't do anything. I'm helpless. And Prabhupada actually in many lectures, he actually talks about this helplessness of devotees. How many of us here like to remain helpless? I mean, we have like life situations, and obviously all of us are wanting to, yeah, okay, yeah, problem is there. I'll focus, I'll put my effort, I'll try to get over it, I'll pray to Krishna to help me. But where is helplessness? No, Suniti was helpless. She just felt helpless, saying that, yes, I don't know. This seems to be the only solution, right? You go. Now, Suniti did not think saying that, no, my son is going to go to the forest. What will happen to him? He's not going to eat food on time, this, that, nothing. Because she was very surrendered. She was very surrendered. So this is one thing we have to actually remember, right? Irrespective of what situations come in our life, we should always be fully dependent on the Supreme Lord. Always one thought always comes to you. We have to remember this all the time. First canto of Bhagavatam, Ashwatthama is releasing has released those Brahmastras to kill the five Pandavas and Parikshit. And immediately Pandavas are trying to take out their weapons, to counteract the Brahmastra. And then Krishna sees that there is no time. There's not enough time for them to actually protect themselves, and he just sends the Sudarshan Chakra to destroy the Brahmastras. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Were Pandavas capable? Of course they were capable, right? But were they fully surrendered? Did not look like, right? Because they were trying to take out their weapons to protect themselves. This is the sign of great devotees. The sign of great devotees is that whatever capability Krishna has given, they will always try to use it as appropriate. But the important thing is they're always clear that there is nothing in their hands and they're just helpless and they're completely dependent like a child on the Supreme Lord. So this is very important, because if Suniti did not have that mindset, Dhruva wouldn't have gone to the forest, because Suniti, as mother, she could have given him some other direction. Now, second thing, which is the most important thing, I was hoping that somebody, at least one of you, will mention it, is the role of Sri Narada Muni. If Narada Muni had not come there, Dhruva wouldn't have known what he had to do. He just going to the forest, right? So who is Narada Muni to Dhruva?
Spiritual master.
Spiritual master.
Guru.
Spiritual master.
See, whenever any question comes about devotion, please don't forget Guru. And the Bhagavatam emphasizes that, shows the importance of Guru. And what did the Guru do? Guru tested Dhruva, 5-year-old boy. 5-year-old boy is being tested. How did he test? How did Narada Muni test Dhruva?
Narada
Told
Muni
him
said
you
that
are
you are a
you-
small boy, you don't have to go into this forest.
Yeah, I mean, why all this? You're just a small boy. Why are you so worried about honor, dishonor? You grow up, then you will, I mean, big people cannot please Supreme Lord. How can you do? You're such a small boy. You come back later. There'll be time for you to do this, etc., right? But of course, Narada Muni's intent was never to discourage. He was just testing. And when he saw that he was fixed, whatever he wanted to achieve, that was a different thing altogether, right? But Dhruva's qualities, one was he was determined, he was fixed. So whatever, and he asked Narada Muni, he asked saying that, please give me a proper way, not some shortcut. I want the proper way, give me the proper way by which I can achieve this. I want to please the Supreme Lord. And his determination, his intense desire, his surrender to his guru. These are. I mean, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly heard, right? Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj, because there is just a host. There's like a plethora of learnings in actually these verses. So now the two confidential associates of Lord Vishnu. First of all, Lord Vishnu himself came and gave him darshan. And then, but of course, because Dhruva had some material desires, so and then Dhruva feels, see, I had some material desires, so the Lord wants me to remain here and rule for 36,000 years. He felt bad, saying that, I should not have had this mentality. I should have given this up. Why did I have it? So one more thing that we have to realize is that we should never repent. We should never have a mindset that will make us repent subsequently in life. I mean, at some point of time, okay, all this, they say Josh will go, right? The Josh of youth, middle age, achieving things, this, that, and all that. We're all at some point of time, Krishna willing, if we remain till then, we're all going to become physically weak, mentally weak. So many things are going to happen, right? I mean, this is reality, right? We have to see the future. And at that point of time, we should never, ever, it should never come to mind saying that, oh, I should have done this. I should have become more serious in bhakti then. I wasted so much of my time. Dhruva repented. Dhruva felt miserable, saying that, he had such desire. But he was so intelligent in 6 months. As soon as he realized, Lord manifested himself, he realized saying that, oh, what nonsense. Right? But we should understand that we should also be very clear, saying that we should never take a path which will result in us thinking about it later and repenting, saying that, no, I should not have done this. And what is the path that we should take which is foolproof, which ensures that 100% that we will not have to repent? What is the path? What path should we take? What is the path
The
we should take?
bhakti path for
Spiritual
Prabhu.
path.
No, I mean, you are all,
Krishna consciousness.
you,
by the Guru.
you are
Nivritti
all,
margam.
you are all
Nivritti
practicing.
margam.
Oh, no,
Nivritti margam,
Nivritti.
Prabhuji.
Oh, I mean, see, we should know this every time I come. Just remember, I only know two things. I know only two things in bhakti. What are those two
Never
things?
forget Krishna. Always remember Krishna.
Ahituki
Yeah,
apratihiti.
no, okay, all that is
Hare
philosophy.
Krishna.
Two things
Prabhuji,
only.
Krishna is a Swami and we are his Das.
Yeah, but
Surrendering to the Supreme Lord.
okay, before that, surrender to Guru, practice pure devotional service. These are the only two things we have to remember. If we forget everything else that we hear, also it's okay. So this possible for everyone. This is possible for everyone if we only take this path. Right? If we don't do this, if we don't surrender to Guru, if we don't practice pure devotional service, then at some point in life we might repent. We might repent. I mean, we don't know. I mean, we might even say, okay, it's fine. You know, I'll come back one more life. How many devotees here want to come back one more life? Anybody? Or if I say that, then you know everybody is not wanting to lift their hands. How many of us don't want to come back? How many of us don't want to come back to this miserable material world? So I'm assuming that everybody will lift your hands, right? Yeah. Right. So which means that at no time in our life we should say, oh, I didn't do this. I should have done this. Right. We are so fortunate. We have come onto this path. Right. We are so fortunate. You know, Shivaram Swami Maharaj in a beautiful book called Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. He writes saying that the devotees who have come to the path of Krishna consciousness, practicing devotees, are just few steps away from Vaikuntha. He makes this, you know, graphical statement. He says that we are just a few steps away from Vaikuntha. You know, so what Dhruva Maharaj achieved in 6 months, of course, maybe we are not like so qualified to achieve in 6 months, but we will definitely achieve within lifetime. Prabhupada said 15 to 18 years of full-fledged pure devotional service will give us perfection. Have I said this before? Last time also I would have spoken about this. Anybody remembers? Did I say this? 15 to 18
No.
years. So when will we get 15 to 18 years of uninterrupted devotional service? What
When we are
stage of our
serious,
life? Huh?
when we are serious and Prabhu.
No. I mean, what stage of our life? Because right now most of us seem like we are in the midst of our grasta
Grihastha.
responsibilities, right? So we
Initially,
can.
bhakti for 8 hours
Old
and
age,
after that
Prabhuji,
for
old
16
age.
hours a day.
Oh, not old
No.
age, not old age. Vanaprastha. Just, yeah, old age, technically old age, yes, but 50, 55, we should dedicate ourselves. Not beyond that. Don't wait for beyond 55 years. Just finish off your material responsibilities and dedicate yourself. Only then it's possible. And then our desire should be pure devotion, which means anyamilashita shunya, right? So we don't want anything else. We just want the pleasure of the Lord. Of course, if the Lord wants us to come back to this material world to preach, we are fine. We are happy about it. Whatever the Lord wants. But definitely we don't want to come back for sense gratification, right? So Prabhupada is saying this is possible for everyone. For anyone it's possible. And of course, he is here focused more on, you know, training children. You know, all of us are parents, right? And we have children, maybe at different age groups, etc. But you look at this. 5-year-old child has to be trained. The important part is training. Now just imagine if a 5-year-old child only has to be trained. What about all of us who have come into Krishna consciousness? Do you think we need to be trained or there's no need for training?
Yes, Prabhuji, we need to.
We need to be trained.
Yeah, how are we getting trained? How should we get trained?
In our
Being
practical life,
associated,
reading the
Hmm?
scriptures.
being in the association
Instructions
of
of
devotees,
Guru
Prabhuji.
when we
Sorry,
When
sorry.
we
One by one, please. I mean, I won't be able to make out. Yeah, Shobha
when
Mataji.
we follow the instructions of
Follow
our
the instructions of
of
whose
Scripture
instructions?
and instructions of Guru.
Guru. Yes, Guru. Yes. Okay.
Be in the association of devotees.
Which type of devotees? You have to qualify all these statements. You know, these are general statements which are made, right? You have to qualify. What does association mean?
Satsanga.
Like-minded people,
Oh,
Prabhuji. Like,
what is
Asatsanga
like-minded
Vardita.
people?
those who are practicing devotion, whose main purpose is to be a servant, dasa, dasa, and dasa.
Who are pure devotees of the
Pure
Lord.
devotee.
Yeah, please I mean, use these words. These words are important. Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. Shuddha Bhaktas. We want not like-minded. Yes, if we are also wanting pure devotion, then like-minded means yes, okay, other pure devotees. But if not, then we should desire to associate. Associate simply means here, accept, follow, right? That is association. And we want to associate with pure devotees. And we want to get trained by pure devotees. How do we get trained? Where should we go for training?
Follow their
We'll
path and obey their instructions.
No, but how will this happen? How will this training happen? So, for example, my question is, now we are hearing so many instructions, right? I mean, Prabhupada is all our Shiksha Guru. Prabhupada is writing so many statements. How many of us are able to follow all these statements? Maybe
Reading
not all of us,
Prabhuji,
right?
reading Prabhupada's books and
Yeah,
all.
but that's the point I'm making, Mataji. So we are reading all these things. Are we able to apply all of these in our life? Sometimes we don't even, we might get confused saying that, how do I apply this? What should I do? Correct? Right? So which is why, this whole process of accepting a spiritual master, and then, we have to be guided, trained by the spiritual master. Of course, then our question comes saying that, okay, all spiritual masters in ISKCON are so busy and they have so many disciples. What do we do? Then I've answered this before, but I'm again reiterating that we should then first, what is the process of this whole surrender business? The whole process of surrender is, when we come into Krishna consciousness, first we read Srila Prabhupada's books, hear from him, his lectures, etc., for at least 2 to 3 years. At least 2 to 3 years. Till then, we are not going to hear from anybody else. This is the recommended process. Okay, and then post that, what we do is we hear from a few senior Vaishnavas in ISKCON, whom with the intent to actually, we are in the process of selecting a spiritual master. And then we hear from only initiating gurus in ISKCON, whoever they may be, at least 2 or 3, right? Not more, not less. Then we hear from them, and then we should identify, okay, now whose Vani is making an impact on me? Over and beyond over what Prabhupada has said. Prabhupada has already said things. Okay. Now, there must be, okay, one more senior Vaishnava whose words will transform us further. That Shravanam, that Vani is our second Shiksha Guru. That Vaishnava is our second Shiksha Guru. And generally, we have to get initiated from that person whom we are hearing from, who is transforming our life. So he becomes our second Shiksha Guru, and thereby possibly becomes our Diksha Guru over a period of time. Now, to be able to get day to day, day by day guidance, to make sure that we are able to follow these instructions, and we might have so many questions, etc. We need to have ideally a third Shiksha Guru, or what we can call devotional authority, local devotional authority, local, meaning in whose physical presence we are doing bhakti. Who should this devotional authority be, or the third Shiksha Guru be? Ideally, he or she should be a disciple of your Diksha Guru. This is the process. Under that person, we have to get trained. We don't treat those devotees who are, guiding us, we don't treat them as peers. because we consider them as Shiksha Guru, then they are non-different from Diksha Guru, which means that we have to respect them, we have to serve them. And of course, that those devotees who can come to that position, they should be qualified. They should be living their own life according to the instructions of the Guru. And after seeing all that, we should actually make the choice and choose to be guided very closely by those devotees. That is the training that we need. Unfortunately for all of us, because boys go to Gurukul and they get trained, but most of us possibly we didn't even come to Krishna consciousness. At least I can say about myself. I didn't even come to Krishna consciousness so early in my life. So, and obviously it required training, right? And yeah, Prabhupada's purports are sufficient training, but if we are not determined enough to follow them, then we should follow this process of having a local authority who is our third Shiksha Guru. And then we can choose to hear from other speakers in ISKCON, etc. But that's just optional. We're not going to take too many of these things spoken by other Vaishnavas very seriously, because meaning very seriously in the sense sometimes it might contradict with what our Diksha Guru is saying or what our local Shiksha Guru is saying, etc. So we have to be very careful on whom we hear from. Okay, but if we follow all this, then it is possible. It is possible. And in one life, we can actually achieve the perfection of seeing Krishna eye to eye. Unfortunately, this training is lacking, which is true. Of course, training is lacking for grown-ups. Training is absolutely lacking for children, because parents themselves are not ready to give their children to Krishna consciousness, because they're worried, saying that, oh, okay, what will happen if this person becomes a devotee? Then what happened? What about his or her material life? But if we are really Krishna conscious, then we want our children to be properly trained. And then, as Prabhupada is saying, within a very short time, their life will be successful. And all the leaders of the Krishna consciousness movement, you have to start educational institutions. And Bhagavatam says, Guru na sasyat, Pita na sasyat, Janani na sasyat. So parents are the natural leaders of the children. So we have to educate them at home as much as possible. We have to train them. But of course, it's a big art, right? And it requires training. How to train children is also requires training. But if done properly, the such children will not become hippies or spoiled children. Rather, they can all become devotees of the Lord, and the face of the world will change. So there's a big opportunity for us to go and impart this training in schools, colleges also. So preaching to children, preaching to youth, all this is very, very important. Yeah, but it is possible. Please remember this. It is possible for anyone to accomplish this. Okay. तस्याखिल जगद्धातुरावां देवस्य सांगिनः पार्षदाव इह सम्प्राप्तौ नेतुं त्वां भगवत्पदम्. We are representatives of the Supreme Person of Godhead, the creator of the whole universe, who carries in his hand the bow named Shanga. Shanga. We have been specifically deputed to take you to the spiritual world. So how fortunate, just imagine. Hopefully in this life, we can actually come to this stage. Preparing to go back to the spiritual world. It's a wonderful thought, isn't it? Just reading this and say, wow. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that simply by knowing his transcendental pastime, Janma Karma Chand Me Divyam, Evam Yo Veti Tattvataha. Prabhupada is saying his transcendental pastimes, whether within this material world or in the spiritual world, anyone who understands factually Tattvataha, who he is, how he appears and how he acts, can be immediately fit for transfer to the spiritual world. Actually, in a lecture to this verse, actually Prabhupada says that even by simply sincerely trying, one can achieve perfection, even if we don't understand, even if we don't factually understand who he is. Because not all devotees are bestowed with sufficient intelligence for this, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Prabhupada says, even if you sincerely try to understand him as he is, you can achieve perfection. What is the difficulty in understanding Krishna? Anybody wants to say, what is the difficulty in understanding Krishna? Is there any difficulty or no difficulty?
Prabhuji, we are not.
Difficulty is there.
One
Hare
by one,
Krishna,
please.
Prabhu.
One by one. Yeah. You can lift your hands maybe, because otherwise this two people speak at the same time. Yeah, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, we need to understand, but I want to know what you mean by understanding Krishna.
Okay. Okay. Anybody wants to answer that question? Yeah, Padmashri Mataji. Either you can say answer to my previous question or to this question by Anita Mataji, saying that what does it mean to understand Krishna?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhupada says it is not possible for anybody to understand Krishna completely.
Completely,
But
yeah.
to the extent that we surrender, only to that extent, Krishna reveals himself to us. So that happens only when we surrender, and the factor that is impeding that is our envy towards Krishna, Prabhupada says.
Okay. Yeah, Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We all are with imperfect senses, Prabhuji, and more about that, we all can't surrender completely. We are not able to surrender completely to the Lord, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So what do we do then? We all want to go to Krishna, but we are asking, what does it mean to understand Krishna? Then we are saying we are not able to understand Krishna.
Take the help of a guru, Prabhuji.
Take the help of a guru. Okay, we don't take help of a guru. We get instructed by the guru. Okay. Yeah, Anita Mataji, you want to answer?
No, Prabhu.
Okay.
Because I do
thought
not
Krishna
know,
gave you the
I don't have
realization.
an answer for this. I have a follow-up question also.
Okay.
Means like I really want to know what you mean by understanding Krishna, because we are hearing, we are chanting, we are hearing lectures, and we are also means like whatever is there in the devotion service we are doing, but still that perfection we are not attaining. Then how can we understand Krishna, and what do you mean by understanding Krishna?
Now, you please read this purport to this verse, Janma Karma Trime Divyam in Bhagavad Gita. See, so understanding Krishna, actually, so there are two things about Krishna. First is, as Krishna is saying in this verse, Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Okay, what does Divyam mean?
Transcendental. Perception.
Yeah, so whenever we think of Krishna, we should never think of him as a person of this world, right? Number one. Number two, Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suradam Sarvabhutanam Gnatva Mam Shantim Richati. If you know Krishna, we also know his power, position, his power. We should know things about him, right? We should know about his qualities, etc. Which means knowing means accepting these things as well, right? And so having full faith in Krishna and surrendering to Krishna, right? Because if we know about Krishna, saying that, okay, Krishna is saying Bhoktaram Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, okay, he is the Maheshwar of all lokas. But then still in our lives, when we have difficulties, we don't seem to have full confidence in Krishna. That means we did not actually understand him. How many of us understand how Krishna deals with his devotees? What is Krishna's dealing with his devotees? How does he deal with his devotees?
Isyam Anugrahami. Because when he is very...
Okay, that is very exalted. Okay, Syamanupranayana Grunnami Arishye Taddanam Shanai. That's a scary verse. Okay. So simple thing we will say. Saying Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham Sarva Dharman Pate Jamam Ekam Sham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami. Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee is not going to is not going to perish. Right. So Krishna is giving so many assurances just in Bhagavad Gita, right? And what is the essence, Sara of all these instructions is that Krishna is saying, I'm there for my devotees. I will take care of my devotees. Right? So understanding Krishna means completely accepting him and surrendering to him, having faith in him. Because if we don't have faith in him, then we don't actually believe that he's transcendental. Right? See, that is why this whole Krishna consciousness movement is Gnanam Vignanam. Theoretical knowledge is okay, is not bad, is absolutely okay. It's good actually, it's even required. But we should not remain on the platform of theoretical knowledge. We have to move to the platform of applied knowledge. Which means if Krishna is saying, trust me, what should we do? Trust
We
him.
must trust him.
We should
We should
simply
trust
follow
him.
what he is saying.
We should simply trust him. Trust, faith. And this is one part. This is just pure philosophical part. Now I will enter a little bit into our sampradaya. Rasa. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary to this verse, he says this tattvataha means understanding sweetness of Krishna. No, this is another realm, another world altogether. Okay, now where are we? What stage are we in? We are in this stage where we are in this material world and we are struggling with problems and this and that and all that. And when, who is our only resort is Krishna, but even when we come to Krishna, we don't have full faith in Krishna. So we are saying, okay, we have to develop faith in Krishna. And slowly, steadily, we also have to transcend the three modes. Krishna is saying Traigunya Vishavedan is Traigunya Bhavarjuna. So we have to transcend three modes. Then we have to give up our attachment to this body and things connected to this body. And we have to come to Brahma Bhuta. Right? Now, after that, what happens? Once we come to Brahma Bhuta, what happens? Mad Bhaktim
Natrocati
Labhate
nakam.
Param. Yeah, no sochati no kangshati. Then Mad Bhaktim Labhate Param. Krishna is saying, then you will get my devotion. Then what are we doing all along? So, which means that we will come to the platform for understanding Krishna's sweetness. Krishna's sweetness. Not Krishna's power. Krishna's power is Vaikuntha entrance. Krishna's sweetness is Goloka entrance. How are we going to understand Krishna's sweetness? Madhuradipate Rakilam Madhuram. So we have to come to understand these things from our previous acharyas, from Srila Prabhupada, previous acharyas. Actually, Srila Prabhupada, his purports are more geared to actually bring us to the platform of understanding sweetness of Krishna. He's not actually delved into, he's spoken about it, but he's not delved in detail sweetness of Krishna because we are not qualified. So Prabhupada's purpose is actually just training us, to building us up, to come to this stage of full surrender, come to Brahma Bhuta, give up material attachment, completely depend on Krishna. Then he says, okay, now you go and study from previous acharyas. They are giving you the sweetness of Krishna, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur in his songs, etc. Right? So we have to come to that stage of understanding Krishna's sweetness. And when we are understanding Krishna's sweetness, and then we see, okay, Mother Yashoda is tying up Krishna. And we have to forget that he is the Supreme Lord. So to factually understand Krishna in the beginning is to know that he is the Supreme Lord, and the perfection of that understanding is to forget that he is the Supreme Lord. This is understanding Krishna. This principle stated in the Bhagavad Gita operated in the case of King Dhruva. Throughout his life, he tried to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by austerity and penances. That was his path. For us, Krishna has said what? Mam cha yo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitaitan brahmabhuyaya kalpate brahmabhuta prasannatma nasovachati na kankshati namas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labate param manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. For us, it is the process of bhakti. Okay, can somebody tell me what is the difference between life of bhakti and life of nivritti marga or life of austerity and penance? What is the difference? Is there any difference or are all the same?
They are not the same, Prabhuji.
Okay, so please again request you to lift your hand and tell me what do you think is the difference and what should we follow and what are all these? Because when I asked you saying that what needs to be done, different people gave different answers, right? But I was looking for pure devotional service as the answer. Yeah, Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I'll try. Bhakti is filled with rasa, Prabhuji.
Bhakti is filled with
Sweetness,
rasa.
but Nivritti
Okay.
Marga is not.
Okay, now is Nivritti required for us in Bhakti? Yes or no? Yeah, Shobha Mataji.
Prabhuji, like bhakti, we can starts with when a person comes just into the bhakti, like a neophyte devotee also. But when the devotee rises to various other levels, like after Shraddha, Sadhu Sangan, then we reach to a point where we get anartha nivriti, where we start preaching, and then our various anarthas come in front of us, and we somehow try with the our spiritual masters help and instructions, we try to avoid them or shed all those anarthas from our nature. That part, Prabhuji, I understand.
Okay. Okay, Padmashi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Nivritti Marga is negating everything, whereas Bhakti is positive. Prabhupada says that Mayavada is negative, Nivritti is zero, then Brahmabhuta stage is zero, then Bhakti is positive. So, in Bhakti, is Nivritti is required means to the extent that whatever we are using, that Yukta Vairagya, all the material things that
Yeah, that is a key
we
word.
have to use it for the, we should use for the bhakti. Otherwise, if it is not, then that nivritti is required. If we are using it for material, since gratification. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So we should understand saying that many devotees think that Vairagya is not required in Bhakti. Vairagya is absolutely required in Bhakti. We need Yukta Vairagya, right? But we should not become attached. We should not remain attached to material things. So that Vairagya is absolutely required, right? Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Parajitaha Janeti Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yadhaitukam. Bhagavatam says Bhakti means Jnana and Vairagya have to come. So absolutely there is Vairagya, but we are not doing Falgu Vairagya or Markata Vairagya, monkey like renunciation, just give up, give up, give up. No. That is Nivritti, just giving up everything. But we want to do Falgu Vairagya, which means we have everything, we use everything in Krishna's service, we don't get attached to anything. Including our wealth, our possessions, our family, our properties, including everything, including our intelligence, whatever Krishna has given, skills, everything. Use it in Krishna. But there are also austerities and penances, but not as severe as the Jnana Marga. But we should not become very comfortable, because you should also read this. Please read this. Austerity of speech, austerity of words, austerity of mind. Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter. Please read those verses. It's important that we do those austerities. We don't have to do like, Hiranyakashipu kind of austerities, right? Extreme bodily giving pain to the, elements and even to the Paramatma within. No. But we do this austerity of mind, austerity of speech, austerity of body, right? But those are more favorable to devotion when they are done, when the austerity in the mode of goodness is practiced. It is good, it is favorable for bhakti. Now the mature result was that Dhruva became fit to be carried to the spiritual world, accompanied by the confidential associates of the Lord. Now we should simply follow bhakti as given by Srila Prabhupada. Follow it sincerely, then we will achieve perfection. Sudurjayam Vishnu Padam Jitam Tvaya Yat Surayo Prapya Vichakshate Param Atishtata Chandra Divakaradayo Griharkshatara Pariyanti Dakshinam. To achieve Vishnu Loka is very difficult. To achieve Goloka is even difficult. But by your austerity, you have conquered. Even the great rishis and demigods cannot achieve this position. Simply to see the Supreme aboard the Vishnu planet, which is Dhruva Loka. The sun and the moon and all other planets, stars, lunar mansions, solar systems are circumambulating it. Now please come. Please come home. This is what they're saying. Please come home. You're welcome to go there. Even in this material world, the so-called scientists, philosophers, and mental speculators strive to merge into the spiritual sky, but they can never go there. But a devotee, by executing devotional service. See, please note, whenever Prabhupada uses this word devotional service, by default, you prefix it with pure. When Prabhupada is talking about devotion, it just means pure devotion. Not only realizes what the spiritual world actually is, but actually goes there to live an eternal life of bliss and knowledge. So we have to also understand and realize what the spiritual world is. The Krishna consciousness movement is so potent that by adopting these principles of life, please note this, summarizing, Prabhupada is summarizing. By adopting the principles of life, what happens? One develops love of God. And developing love of God, one can very easily go back home, back to Godhead. Very easily. Here the practical example is the case of Dhruva Maharaj. While the scientists and philosophers go to the moon but are disappointed in their attempts to stay there and live, the devotee makes an easy journey to other planets and ultimately goes back to Godhead. Of course, we don't even have to go to the other planets. We can go directly to Godhead. That is a direct path. Devotees have no interest in seeing other planets, but while going back to Godhead, they see all of them as passing phases. Just as one who is going to a distant place passes through many small stations. So just talking about going back to Krishna. Follow the principles, develop love, go back easily, go back to Krishna. That's all. So Prabhupada used to ask, what is the difficulty? So I'll stop here with this question. What is the difficulty? The difficulty? No difficulty, isn't it? Yes, no, all right. Yeah, Ravini Mataji.
Desires, Prabhuji. There are some desires.
Very good. Have desires for Krishna. What are those desires which can't be brought in connection with Krishna? What are those desires? Can somebody share some desires which are not connected to Krishna? Let's see if we can actually connect it to Krishna.
All sense gratifications.
Sense gratification is what kind of sense gratification you want, Mataji?
To eat something
Oh yeah,
non-prasadam.
please eat lot of prasadam. Please eat lots of prasadam. Make the best of prasadam and eat lots of it. What will happen with that? What will happen with that?
It purifies us, Prabhu.
Yeah, you just become pure. Just 1 second, I need to take this call. Just 1 second. Sorry, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Somebody's calling. Also. Okay, sorry. I mean, it's some. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What was it? What was the, yeah? What are the desires? Yeah, somebody said prasadam, so food. Yeah, they will purify us, and because it's Lord's mercy, then very soon we will overcome this desire to actually desire to eat other things. It's okay to have a desire to eat Krishna prasadam. Okay. Yeah. What else? I want my daughter to get Casey. How do I dovetail that? Okay, that's a very individual question, Rohini Mataji. So we understand very specifics to answer that question. But yeah, in general, if they are in the association of, if there's they are in a devotee community and a good devotee community where other children are also Krishna conscious, then slowly they will come. But yeah, that's a very specific question. Okay, yeah, Shobha Mataji and Sarika Mataji.
Prabhuji, what is stopping us, whatever I have understood by Srila Prabhupada's lectures, is like our desire to lord it over material nature and our envious nature, because of which we are here.
Envious nature. Yeah, but these are all theoretical stuff. As in, see, all this is there, but the process of bhakti is supposed to help us transcend. Right? Right? It's supposed to transcend. Bhakti is supposed to help us transcend all this. Right? So if we just stick to bhakti and follow it, then over a period of time, then these things will go. This envy and whatever else that we are talking, which are all our anarthas basically. So you talked about anartha nivrutti, right? So this anartha nivrutti will actually make sure that when we come to the stage of anartha nivrutti, that means all these are gone. All this envy, all this attachment to material things, etc., will all go. That okay?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sarika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, like you had mentioned, the process of following devotional service, like we should start with Srila Prabhupada books and his lectures, then select a guru, listen to 2-3 initiating gurus and their lectures. So, Prabhuji, I have been contemplating on this a lot, which is why I'm asking that for us, especially Matajis who cannot travel frequently to other cities to meet their spiritual master, like Gopal Krishna Maharaj was predominantly around Delhi area. Then Radha Nath Swami Maharaj is predominantly around Mumbai area. Who are the initiating gurus for Bangalore, Prabhuji, around Bangalore area?
Just one second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you are asking who are around Bangalore. Yeah. So Radha Swami Maharaj, Jaipatak Maharaj, my spiritual master is Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. Then there's Loknath Swami Maharaj. Mostly these are the four. I think. Yeah, anybody else knows any other gurus initiating here in this part of the world? And see, one more important thing about this, right? Always you should also one of the important points in this consideration is to be able to associate with the disciples of that guru, because like I said, if you have to choose now somebody else amongst those disciples of that guru who can actually train you, become your shiksha guru, etc., then you should be in the association of those devotees as well, right? So I know of devotees who get initiated from somebody who's in the other part of the world, and there's nobody else, no other god brothers, god sisters. It becomes very difficult to follow things, right? So it's always good to be in the association of uh, disciples of a guru, and then consider those gurus to hear from. Like there might be 4 or 5 initiating spiritual masters, but we should also be able to associate with their disciples locally. Is that okay? Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Padma Shri Mataji.
Prabhuji, in terms of, getting more inspiration from the initiating guru, like we listen to lectures, we might get inspired by, like you mentioned, other gurus who are not, whose disciples are not geographically located close to us.
Okay.
So should we just go by, the convenience of having those initiated disciples close to us rather than our inspiration, because ultimately the surrender comes from the inspiration we derive from the guru.
Yeah,
So
important
it's
question.
very tricky, Prabhuji.
Yeah, important question. So I would answer in 2 ways. One is, if you are by yourself serious and you can create the association that you need, then go ahead, right? You create the association, right? Otherwise, some devotees are maybe not the leader kinds, and I've known of devotees who even relocated themselves if they are so serious in bhakti. But yes, I mean, these are individual considerations. It depends on your life, your situation, etc. So many things. Yeah, but primary is actually the connection with the Vani, right? Primary. These are all secondary, but these are good to have, because I've seen sometimes in devotees, we get hooked onto Vani, but then we get into some stages in life where we go through struggle, and then there's nobody to help us, right? That's the reason I'm saying both are important. But yeah, if you ask me saying which of these are is most important, then yeah, Vani, attachment to Vani is most important. And if you're serious, the Vani will pull us out. If you're serious in hearing and following instructions, Vani will pull us out. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Padma Shri Mataji. Okay. Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is that what is preventing us to associate with Krishna? That was the question.
From
So,
achieving, what is stopping us from wanting to go to Krishna?
Prabhuji, in my Bhakti Vriksha, one incident happened. So one devotee was telling that I'm working very hard to buy a car so that I can bring Jagannath deities for Rath Yatra every year. So for that, my Mataji said, that is one day in a year. So what do you plan to do in the other days of
Absolutely.
the year?
Perfect question.
So,
Perfect question.
so what I understand is we have so many other material desires, partially little Krishna consciousness we are doing, but we have not let go on our so many material desires. So that is what is preventing us to really get that sweetness of Krishna
Yeah.
consciousness.
So only one thing we have to remember: either we can have Krishna or we can have material desires. So we can decide which one is more important for us, right? And it's not today's decision. It's about way forward, right? See, if we develop this real desire to achieve Krishna, then you will start thinking in every stage of your life, saying that, is this going to help me? Is this going to get me Krishna? Is this going to get me Krishna? Right? And that's the reason I'm saying you need to associate with devotees who have the desire. And their only desire is to achieve Krishna. Right? Now, it doesn't mean that they're not working or they're not doing their household duties. It doesn't mean any of this. And what was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advice to Raghunath Das Goswami? He was trying to run away from home, giving up his responsibilities every now and then. Right? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said? Outside just be like a normal, person of this material world, but internally be fixed in Krishna, be absorbed in Krishna. So we have to associate with those devotees who you should have devotees around you who are saying, no, I want Krishna, I want Krishna, I want Krishna, I want Krishna. There's nothing else I want. At least few devotees like that, right? And then we see them, we associate with them, we hear from them, we take their instructions, and slowly, gradually, we come to that stage. It's not impossible. Yeah, Suma Mataji, then Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Is the surrender to Guru and Krishna both same or different, Prabhuji?
No, surrender to Guru is more important, because without that, surrender to Krishna will not happen.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And one more question, Prabhuji, like after Anita Mataji. Anita Mataji.
It's okay, finish. You finish.
If we take a Diksha from one Guru Maharaj, and what if some lectures of other Guru Maharaj, if we are attracted by that, Prabhuji, can we hear?
No, I mean, that's not see, we can be attracted with many people's lectures. That's not the problem. But we have to know whom we have to follow. See, if your attraction is beyond, so for example, right, I'm just giving a theory. Like, for example, in my life, for us, it's very, very practical challenge, right? I don't know how many of you are aware of His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, but he has like very fixed views about so many things, right? Now, if I'm not attached to my Guru Maharaj Vani, and then get attracted to, whatever else, other people are speaking in ISKCON, then I will not be able to follow my Guru Maharaj's instructions, because my Guru Maharaj's instructions are very, very particular, right? Now, if I were never attracted by my Guru Maharaj, then I shouldn't have taken initiation from him. So my attraction to my Guru Maharaj's Vani should be so strong that it should be over and above whatever other attraction that I have towards hearing from other Vaishnavas. Now, whatever that means, I don't know what that means, right? But he has to be the one person who Vani absolutely impresses you, absolutely impacts you, absolutely influences you beyond anybody else's. This is why it's the process of choice. We don't blindly go and get initiated. Unfortunately, in ISKCON, I don't know. I mean, I keep telling everybody that I know, saying that please don't go blindly get initiated, because you will never surrender to your Guru's Vani. If you don't surrender to your Guru's Vani, you can't achieve perfection. Simple. But somehow in ISKCON, everybody is in this mode. One is preachers are running to make the devotees their, disciples of their Guru. And devotees are running because their peers, friends are saying that, I am disciple of this Guru, you also become. Wherever I preach, I tell devotees saying, I am absolutely going to discourage you if you come and tell me saying that I want to get initiated from your Guru, because, you are his Guru, so I want to become his disciple. No. You tell me, even if somebody comes and tells my own Guru Maharaj they want to get initiated, I ask them why. What do you know about my Guru? What have you heard about him? And I might even discourage many people, saying that no, it will be very difficult. Because see, we want to enable people to achieve perfection by surrendering to the right Guru. Guru is a matter of lifelong, multiple lifetime relations, and it is based on not sentiment, it's based on Shravanam. So we have to take this seriously, right? So I mean, this whole question itself is like should be a non-question, saying that see, okay, let's put it this way, right? So somebody who gets initiated from a particular Guru because he's attracted to the Vani of that Guru, he's going to hear from that Guru every day. How many of us have time to hear more than one lecture in a day? Apart from our sadhana, reading, our material responsibilities, this, that, and all. So mostly what will happen is you will have what is called as incidental hearing of other gurus, other Vaishnavas. Incidental means once in a while hearing, which is okay. But regular hearing has to be of your Guru. If that is not happening, then disconnect. There will be a disconnect. Yeah. Anita Mataji.
Prabhuji, what if we have not developed, Prabhuji, attraction towards any Guru? So we should
Keep hearing. You have to. I mean, see, without developing an attachment to Shravanam, what is the process of the initiation? How will you surrender? What is the process of surrender? Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan. What does this mean? Atma samarpan means, what is atma samarpan?
Completely surrendering to the Guru,
No,
Prabhuji.
that is the expanding of that line. But what does it
Following
mean in practice?
instructions.
Yeah, follow instructions. Give up independence. Give up your own independence. Follow instructions completely as given by Guru. Your life will change. That is Diksha.
Hare
Right
Krishna.
now, if you have not heard at all, then what life are you changing? What instructions are you going to follow? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for a very nice practical reply. In fact, I had this query inside my mind. Like every day when we share, only we'll have that attraction towards our Guru.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for making me to understand.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So my question is like, we are seeing many devotees, we are associating with many devotees, but many of them, means like few of them, they have their material desires also, which is to be fulfilled. And also what happens is they are going for a job and even they are in share market also. How to understand this program? And they ask us also to do that. How to understand that?
They ask you to do what?
To put in share market, so you'll get good income. So all those things are there. So means like I directly reply that I'm not willing to do all these things, but still they insist. You see, you can instead of buying the other things like land or jewels, this is good. So that kind of material preaching is going on. I don't know how to understand this.
Oh, material. Talk about material preaching. Just something came to my mind saying that one of the temples in Bangalore, I visited, and they are having the talk from local police, something about cyber security. I said, ISKCON is allowing somebody to come into the campus and talk about cyber security. I was wondering, saying that what is happening? Where are we going? Anyway, so yeah, you better. I mean, I don't know what to say. You should just avoid association of those devotees who are pushing you materially. Simple.
Okay, Prabhu. Cyber security thing is like we also last week we had in our congregation like saying about some
Well,
important
don't do it in the
numbers.
temple, Baba. You do it elsewhere. No, don't do it in place where Krishna Katha has to be spoken. What is this? I mean, did Prabhupada do any of this like this? Some material, bringing material things. Of course, everybody had challenges. He was saying, give up nonsense, give up nonsense, give up nonsense. We can't bring all that here. Anyway, it's another.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Is it, Prabhuji, if I ask something in relation to that Diksha, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Ask. Okay, I don't know how much time you all have.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji, we have still 10 more minutes. We have, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Prabhuji, like, only one takes a Diksha, after taking the Diksha, only his spiritual life starts. So, Prabhuji, in such a situation, if a person is dying and if he is given Diksha at that moment by some spiritual master, so he would not have had any attraction towards that spiritual master. So, how can I understand that, Prabhuji? That's those situations and all.
Yeah, we don't do such things normally. Like I'll give you my own my own father's example. Okay, so my father, about 8 years back, I think so, he left his body, and he was in this stage. He was in the ICU, and then I called my Guru Maharaj, saying that Guru Maharaj, like, my father is about to maybe leave his body, so should, if you, so I was basically asking, saying that can he be initiated? Uh, my Guru Maharaj just simply didn't even answer that question. He just said, okay, I want to talk to him. And then he said, just go back home. Don't be in the hospital. Just go back home. And he just told him, saying that, be with your loved ones. To me, he said, why do you want your father to just, give up this body in the middle of pipes and machines and all that? Just take him home and do chant Hare Krishna. Let him leave his body in the middle of Harinam. What does this mean? What did I learn from this? Saying that there is no point in that initiation, right? So, and I didn't push, of course, right? So my Guru Maharaj said that I just followed that, and actually my father left his body in the middle of Harinam, though he was not initiated. Right? So see, please understand, this whole process of initiation is to actually make us surrender to the Vani of Guru, because we have so many nonsense in our heart to overcome that. That is the whole process. Right? Otherwise, Krishna Bhakti doesn't require to go back to Krishna. We don't need Guru. Right? Because we are already chanting Hare Krishna. But we need Guru because we are so fallen. We need Guru to correct us. We need Guru to pull us out of things that we are stuck in, right? Now this kind of procedural kind of, it's just like a vidhi, like, okay, initiation done means what? Okay. One thing is, of course, now whether right or wrong, now Guru, it becomes the responsibility of the Guru who has now accepted that disciple to help him out wherever he or she is going. So we might even trouble our Guru by taking such things to them. Yeah, anyway, it depends on each Guru what they want to do. But the important thing is surrender, not this event of initiation. Event of initiation is not important. It's the surrender behind the initiation that is important. But event might also help somebody who is really fallen, and we're just putting some. The people who are recommending devotees for initiation in the big responsibility, right? I would never do that. I would never go take actually Shastra says that Guru should not initiate an unqualified devotee. So there are so many things, which is why, at this point of time, what we should understand, each Guru has their own approach. If the Guru is saying, okay, bring, I'll ready to initiate, then it's fine, go ahead, do it. If not, don't do it. Understand your Gurus or whoever you're, taking that jiva to, and follow as per their requirement.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Mataji, do we have time? I have one last question.
Prabhuji, is it okay, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your time. So, Prabhuji, one last question is like initially you asked like who all wants to go back in this life, so or who all do not want to go back in this life.
I'm
so
sorry?
we were initially you asked this question, right? Who all want to get out of this material world or not want to get out of this material world? So like for me, I felt that I want to I do not do that kind of very pure bhakti in this life. And maybe to do the bhakti I can take one life and come, but I don't know at that point of time how the situation will be. So all these things is going on in my mind. Can you advise on this, Prabhu?
Okay. So you want to come back? Okay.
Yes, Prabhu, come back in the sense I want to do good bhakti to Krishna. That
Yeah, but
pure
why do you want to come back?
bhakti.
Because
I don't feel in this life at present moment I'm not doing pure kind of bhakti. I have so many material desires inside.
Okay, Mataji, if you don't mind, can I ask you what age you are in? What is your age? Roughly, you can
I'm
say.
40.
Oh, Mataji, please. You have like all your life to become a pure devotee. Why would you want to come back again?
Because
you're in
UAE? Yes, I'm in
Okay.
UAE, but I don't find a good situation in my life that I can do it in this lifetime. So that's why I felt, okay, then if it will not happen, then I will have to take a one birth to dedicate.
Okay, so I don't know what your exact situation is, so I can't completely comment, but I'm just speculating from what possibly might be reasons. One reason is we don't have the desire. Second reason could be that we have the desire, but our situation is not allowing. Right? It could be only one of these two, right? So if we don't have the desire, no problem. Just keep sharing, just keep chanting sincerely. You will develop the desire. If you have a desire, but your situation is not allowing, it's great. It's Kunti Maharani kind of bhakti. It's Gopis kind of bhakti. Okay, doing bhakti in difficult times actually makes us a better devotee. So then you have to just wait patiently for mercy. That's all.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I'm sorry. There's some calls coming in, so I need to run.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव
Vishnu
की
ki jai. Hare Krishna.
श्रीमद्
Hare
भागवत।
Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you to all.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. And pranam.
Hare Krishna. Pranam to everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.